You're welcome to my Father Taught Me series, Volume 5, Straighten Up for the Kingdom of the Most High. Series 2, titled, If you are not ready to live for justice, you will be killed and buried by injustice. Now the question is, what is justice? Justice is the concept of treating people fairly and impartially and holding them accountable to their actions. And that's the impartiality of the spiritual commandments of the Most High. So let's start with a spiritual example of justice. This is contained in the book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 31 to 46. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungered, and he gave me meat. I was thirsty, and he gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungered, and he gave me not meat. I was thirsty, and he gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And this shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. The above is the spiritual concept of justice. Justice with humanity is a central moral concept that involves giving people what they deserve. And that is the essence of the commandments of the Most High, which men take lightly, without fear, with a scornful spirit, even without the fear and commandments of the Most High. However, and notwithstanding, Christ demonstrated the practical way to fulfilling the commandments of the Most High, as stated in the book of John chapter 8, verse 3 to 7. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him, that is Christ, a woman taken in adultery, and when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now, Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? Beloved brethren, this was just being said so that they will tempt him, that they might have to accuse him. However, the verse continues, but Christ stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. The above, as demonstrated by Christ, has shown us the spirit of wisdom, equity, justice, and mercy promoted in compassion. And what was the result? This can be found in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 9 to 11. And they which had it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Christ was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Christ had lifted up himself, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man. She said, No man, Lord. And Christ said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Now, this was Christ's most potent weapon of all times, used against the subtle serpent in the war arena, and hence overcome the world, as demonstrated in the case of the adulterous woman, which weapon he granted all Christ's believers in the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. However, in order to avoid justice as being compromising to other values, in contrast like mercy, charity, and kindness, yet with equity, Christ gave the formula and in demonstration showed these elements of kindness, mercy, and charity in the concept of justice, in a new way of keeping and fulfilling the law in the following cases. That's using Christ's formula, which says, Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So this is a demonstration of this principle. Number one, the aforementioned case of the woman caught in adultery, which justice of the law was the stoning to death, but was averted in mercy and kindness by Christ, who told the accusers that whoever is without sin amongst them, let him throw the first stone. So when we start talking about people breaking the commandment or ill of people who deserve specific punishment, we should always remember that we also have committed sins worthy of punishment. And hence the Most High, or Christ, through Christ, taught us, forgive us our sins as we forgive others that sin against us. Now, in continuation of the verse, when he told the accusers that whoever is without sin amongst them, let him throw the first stone, and nobody was found without sin amongst the accusers of the woman caught in adultery, and hence her life was spared under the law of equity. And that was the application of the formula of Christ, that we should be wise as serpent and harmless as doves. Yes, the woman was not harmed after all at the end of the day, and the ministration of Christ to the woman was harmless as doves. At the same time, Christ did not compromise the law. Yes, isn't so that law of Moses was wrong? No. He said, fine. Moses gave the law that anybody caught in the act of adultery should be stoned. Fine. But are you free from it? So Christ said, okay, if you have not committed any of the sins, then you cast the stone. So, and nobody was able. So justice and fairness are closely related terms. And Christ has used that weapon to overcome the temptation of the devil to him concerning the woman caught in an adulterous act. So, as I said, justice and fairness are closely related terms that are often used interchangeably, but strictly within spiritual concept of the commandments of the Most High, as highlighted in the book of Matthew chapter 23, verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye, according to the law, pay tithes, but selectively of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This ought ye to have done, which Christ have demonstrated above. Now, injustice. And before him shall be gathered. This is describing the spiritual execution of injustice, because he who is not ready to live by justice will be killed and buried by injustice. So let's now discuss how this injustice will work out. And before him shall be gathered all nations, that's before Christ, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And these, that's the goats, shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the sheep, that's righteous, into life eternal, as already discussed above. That is according to the law, in fairness without compromise, in which justice of equity was executed for those who were not ready to live for justice, who will be killed and buried by their injustice, and shall go away into everlasting punishment, as stated by the allegory of the goats above. Furthermore, living for justice simply means keeping the commandments of the Most High. Keeping the commandments of the Most High in line with the righteousness of Christ simply means being as wise as serpents and harmless as doves. The above was and is the new dispensation of the New Testament, ushered in by Christ, born of the Spirit of mercy, forgiveness, love, and faith. The only way that simplify and, in practical terms, the way to salvation of heaven on earth. according to the commandments of the Most High, summarized as follows in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37 to 40. Christ saith unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High, thy Creator, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. And Christ topped it up with this, stated in the book of John chapter 15, verse 13 to 27. Great love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hated me hated my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both sinned and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law, which says, in quote, they hated me without a cause. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceeded from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. Therefore, I repeat, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. That's the book of Matthew 10, verse 16. Thank you for listening. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojugbe, a messenger, an author, a Nigerian, MFCMS series.com. Again, a small case letter, MFTMS YouTube channel, or Google Steve Mojugbe's YouTube channel. And please click subscribe once as you watch the videos. Remain blessed and thank you for watching.